Your employees don't care. How would you make them care, Eddie?
They're just gonna have to watch to find out.
We found the key to keeping employees' morale up.
We had a dispatcher work basically 24/7.
Damn! Now he's been promoted to lead dispatcher.
If you want your employees to be that good,
Stay tuned as we discuss how to keep your employee
how to improve their productivity.
and how to maintain their trust. Do you trust me, Eddie? God damn it. So before we get into all the juicy stuff of how to keep that morale high and keep them coming back for more for free, we're gonna go into, you have to be able to identify, like, where's your morale currently at right now? Like, Eddie, where's our morale in our company at right now?
It's great because it's Christmas time. It's a time of giving. Everybody's feeling festival in the warehouse and on the back office team. So I think it's pretty high. And we just got a new manager.
Yeah. So we're pretty much on the right path from there. So what do you do to be able to identify, like how do you know that these people are on the right track of being able to actually have their morale up? Like how do you tell the difference if the morale is up or down?
Well, a lot of different things, from productivity to just, people's attitudes, attendance, pretty much everything kind of speaks for where the morale is currently in the warehouse or delivery driver or, dispatch or pretty much any team. And just kind of see how they move, how do they react, and just mistakes as well. It's another thing to kind of see where everybody's morale is. So sometimes everybody, they have a life, so sometimes that carries over into the workplace. So just kind of, temperature test and to see where the morale is at. Just basically watch everybody, see how they're moving.
Yeah. So I know, Tina, you have a a freshly new team and everything like that. So like, how do you do it? Like, how do you know if your morale is up or down?
So I could tell for my employees' morales depending on the way they're texting me. So I don't know if this is something that you could really measure, just like statistics and stuff or data, but whenever my employee texts more emojis, they react to my messages, I know that they're feeling good and that they're agreeing with everything that's happened. I find that whenever my employees send shorter texts or texts that kind of sound dry, they're kind of just lower, and I'll notice even when they do send those drier texts, they'll make more mistakes during that week as well, just like what Eddie said.
Okay. So basically, you need to go through and make sure and actually be able to talk to your employee. That's basically what we're trying to show. If you're not talking to your employees, you're not going to know where their morale is. You're going to be guessing everything like that. And as you see, the difference between, like, Eddie sitting here is watching. No, I'm pretty sure he's not watching them. Like, it's like, what are you doing, Eddie, here?
No. I
In the
mean,
corner.
like everything. We have cameras in the warehouse too. So
The bathroom too?
No, we took those out. You can see like how everything flows. Sometimes if it's not flowing well, generally there's like a problem. You just kind of figure it out. Sometimes it's like a personal thing, financial stuff. A lot of times, little things as sometimes even some people you might think it's crazy, but just because you didn't say hi to them, they're like, oh.
It's the synergy.
Yeah, exactly. The synergy. Yeah, everything, all that plays into each other.
Yeah, I know one thing that probably the person that wears their emotions on their sleeve, the emotion is like I'm talking about, who we can tell is the manager, Kobe. Throw up a photo of him up here somewhere. Kobe, if things are not going right, you'll be able to know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Eddie's like Eddie know every single day where Kobe stays. But you want to be identified out there. One of the ways you can do it is by surveys and kind of talking to people and just one time, every time we have a major fire in or someone leaves the company on the top end, we'll bring people in about in that area and kind of get them around, kind of where things are going, so they know where things are heading. And everybody, I'm sorry for all the noise and stuff, but we're trying to keep morale of our pocketbooks high, so we got to fix this floor, and we don't have no time to waste because we already don't, as Eddie said, probably wasted 3 weeks not doing nothing. I'm pretty sure Tina got something interesting for us.
Yes, so disengaged employees cost U.S. companies around 400 to 500 billion each year. And
Damn.
companies with highly engaged workforces are 21% more profitable.
Okay, I got a question for y'all too, real quick. What place do you think is the best place to work at for morale-wise?
I know where it's the best place.
I would say
In the military.
No
Yeah,
choice.
because there is no like, I'm not feeling good today.
Yeah,
They're
you
like,
gonna
oh,
die.
you don't? Get up out of here. Morale's great. I don't know what you've been
But
told.
that thing from the Major Pain,
Yep.
the third.
Yep, you get you in there, baby. Morale is awesome.
I'll say Google. Google does a lot for their employees. They have a food court in there. It's free. Like, everything is basically given to their employees, and they really care about employee productivity because they want better renovations or better, like, improvements in all of their works and all of their projects. So they really work really, really hard on improving employee morale.
Let's go into the next segment. So Eddie, what are the 3 main concerns that you see in our workplace?
They're broke,
Okay, so money.
something emotional. Maybe someone died or their boyfriend broke up with them or something like that.
So
Family
personal
drama?
issues.
Personal issues. Yeah.
What about in the
And then
workplace?
the other one, in the workplace.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the stuff is not efficient in the
it's-
workplace.
Sometimes they're not happy what they're doing. That's not what they want to do, and they just shows in their work.
Okay, so what do you do when, like, how do you get somebody who's not doing what they want to do to be motivated to still do that? So, or something like what's the process? How do you do that?
Well, realistically, what I do is, I pull the person in. I have a serious conversation with them.
Okay, I'm the person.
Okay,
I'm cleaning tables.
I see obviously that's a problem. It's not your forte. I'll take you into the office, and I'll say, hey, is everything okay? Because I noticed.
Wait. You gonna take me like this, or you gonna take me like this?
It depends. Depends on how I feel that day, but usually I'll be like,
or it gonna be like this.
well, get over here. No, generally what I do is I talk to everybody, and like we mentioned earlier, like sometimes it's just something personal that just happened because someone got in a car accident or they don't have no money this week or something like that. That's easy because next week it'll be back to normal. But other things like when they're not happy with their job or what they're doing, that might be difficult because it depends on everybody's company and like what they have to offer. But like we have multiple positions, we can move people around and see if they work better in that position. Just like I always say, putting a fish in the desert and get mad at him that he doesn't swim. It's kind of the same thing. Some people they enjoy doing other things more than some things that they're currently doing. So what I will do is I'll shift them and change them. But sometimes I'll just say, hey, what's going on? And then either they'll tell me or they won't tell me, and then I'll ask questions like, are you happy with what you're doing? What are your goals in life and stuff like that? So sometimes maybe may not align with what's going on, and say, is there something personal? And then sometimes they're like, sometimes I'll come out straight and say, I don't like doing this. And say, I appreciate you telling me the truth. Is there anything I can do? Like maybe we can shift you in some other direction. And if they say no, I don't want to do this, and then they generally quit right then and there. But sometimes if you don't identify those things, that person will go weeks and weeks, and then they'll just give you that low performance. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to kind of identify it and pull the person in and kind of be neutral, because like if you're like too aggressive on them, they're not going to want to open up and tell you the truth. They'll be like, I'm just going to collect the check until they fire me. But like if you're like, hey, well, we obviously we have a job to do, and I want to make sure that everybody that does it has a good morale, because it's like one of those, like a bad fruit, you mix it in with good fruits and it kind of rubs off. It's better to work with people that just have a good attitude and everyone wants to get the job done.
Yeah. So I got 2 things on that based on what you said.
Yeah.
So the first thing is that I think you've had an innate ability to be able to basically be able to tell when someone is not kind of doing it. I think you're pretty much about in the 90th percentile on correctness. A lot of people, except when you get that one person who's just dry, which we barely ever get.
No, I don't, because they wouldn't make it.
Yeah. I thought the person who just doesn't have a sense of humor, don't have nothing.
Oh no, everybody has, and that's one thing that we do here in our business. Like when I'm hiring people, like every single person that I interview, I'm checking to see if they'll fit our culture. Because one thing that you and me do a lot, and all our viewers can see, is we joke a lot. But at the same time,
inappropriately, unfortunately, not too inappropriately. We all workplace safety.
Yeah, but
safe. What do you call it?
But I just check the culture. Is it going to be there? Dry people generally, we've seen that like sometimes they don't work out because they might take things personal. But everybody in the warehouse, they're all the same, if you can say, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They're all fish, but.
Yeah, they're just clownfish.
Yeah, they're just clownfish. You got puffer fishes in there. You know what I'm saying? But they all can swim together. If that makes sense. We can all school together and do what we get to do.
Okay, so let's do something real quick, because I think both of you guys interviewed Steven, right?
Yep.
Because you did the culture interview with him, right?
Yeah, I interviewed both of them.
Yeah. So okay, what did you see in Steven that thought he could be a part of the team, and then what did you see?
Okay, so I will say,
because y'all did pick someone else over him at first.
I did choose someone else over him, and the reason why I didn't choose him was because he didn't have experience. He was lacking experience. However, what made me choose him out of everyone I interviewed, because I interviewed like a ton of people, like my entire day was just backed up with interviews.
Yeah, I remember my cousin came through and you said, "And I can't make it."
Yeah, well, the reason why I really liked Steven was because he just had like a positive personality. Like he just always had a smile on his face throughout the entire interview. And that's something that I look for. I don't want to give one of my employees a task and then they give me a bitter attitude about it. I want someone who's able to work with me and stay positive, even if something bad goes even if something bad happens. And honestly, I think my first impression of Steven is correct because Steven is still that happy-go-lucky person. And yeah, I don't know, like every time I see Steven, it's like, wow, you just have a great personality. Like I'm vibing next to you,
Yeah, I'm vibing on the bed.
Yeah.
What about you, Eddie?
Oh, with Steven?
Yeah.
The main thing that I look for when we're getting our team together is an individual that gives me the vibe of a giver, because that's one thing with me. Like I'm a giver or I'm a server, and that I chose correctly because like even in some of the videos that he says like he'll jump in like and help out Kobe put up tents. Some people would say that's not my job. I'm not going to do that. This is what I was paid to do, and that's what I'm trying to. And I'll ask certain questions and see if I get that response because sometimes people will say what they need to say just to get through the interview process, but. I got that off of Steven, and so far I've been right, and he's worked just fine with everybody.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking these questions, kind of y'all went around this little bush right here, is that sometimes I believe the best way to get good employees, we have good employees with good morals, is to just get people who generally are happy.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people it's hard to boost morale up when people automatically think they're gonna fail on there. And then also, too, you have to watch because some people will trick you. Because I know Kobe will always say, "Oh, if things going wrong," but he'll be secretly smiling at nighttime, like, "Oh, I do the best. I'm the best person on there." And so, like, you have people like that too, who who can say what they want to say and still, but like you see them in their truck smiling all the time.
I think that goes with everybody's personalities. Everybody's different. Everybody, had different experiences through life, so they're gonna react differently to certain things. But yeah, we already know when Kobe's like, and flipping out and burning cigarettes in like less than 30 seconds, that he's actually like, that's just what he does. But in reality, it's not that bad. When he's quiet, that's when you need to worry.
Yeah, when he's quiet. Yeah, it is true.
Because when he's quiet, he's thinking.
Yeah, and he be thinking, you think too much, Kobe. Yeah, and then another thing I've seen that I think we all can attest to, at least I know me and you can, on this right here, is that sometimes the environment that you put people in really dictates the morale. Because I know for us, we've had a lot of good employees, I would say, come through at one point. At least they started good. But sometimes the situation that we've had to put people in because of our situation, like having 3 warehouses, like people don't like when the job is considered, when it is unnecessary harder, even if it is technically is necessary for now, but they don't like that. They want to go to the easiest route so they can do the best. I think most employees want to be recognized and do the best. And I know you always talk about it too. It's like, how can we, how can we hold them against something when like the job is just harder because we're doing things that make the job harder. Yeah. And that's one thing I know I've learned through this whole process a lot too, because I'm always been a person like, well, we're gonna do it anyway, so just get it done. Yeah. And then I think even like for this process of working with Eddie, I think I've changed my perspective on that. Like, how do you make the job easier for the person, or not even easier, but at least more pleasurable, where they don't have to be stopping and starting and stuff like that, or be having to go to 13 locations just to deliver one thing. Like, even if people get paid more for that, people just don't want to do it. And then one thing I realized, like, at a certain point, when everyone says that they want to make more money in the company, but generally when the work goes up, the stress goes up, and a lot of people basically crumble and don't want to do it because most times it's not the money that they actually want more. They want to make the money in the most enjoyable way they possibly can, even if it is hard work. Yeah. On there, so I know that's one thing that we kind of went through and we see a lot of right there. Yeah.
So I actually have a question about this. How do you improve an employee's morale if the employee blames you for the reason why their morale is low?
Damn, that's personal?
Not me, but I did see a video where maybe something wasn't handled as well in our company and this person was not happy about it.
I guess it depends. You gotta give me more information about the actual what happened.
Okay, so in a vlog with Luis, he was talking about how he had delivered these chairs to this man, and he said, no, like, these aren't the items I wanted, even though that is what he confirmed and that he had wanted when he had ordered the items. So the man said to bring everything back and that he wasn't going to take it. So Luis, what he did was he called everyone, and everyone couldn't give him a definite answer, so he ended up taking it back. However, because we had to refund the customer for it, he had gotten that deducted from his check, and he thought it was unfair because he did everything he could by reaching out to dispatch and everything who was involved and everyone who was involved in that man's orders.
I already know about that.
Yeah. So
And that's one thing. It's he said, she said, and that's what's good about our system. That so when a call comes in, we can see if a call comes in. I hear what he's saying, but I just don't see the evidence.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And the thing is too, in our system too, we all we lost too. Like he didn't get deducted everything that was on there, but also too, that was a pretty big order. So
Yeah.
so that's the whole thing with the whole commission base. Like we win, you win, you lose, we lose, because we lost a lot that day too, on there too as well. Because like it's not like he had to pay because he was gonna make more money from that thing than what you call it. So we all end up losing out on that one. But to say the least in that part, one thing I've learned is that we're not going to be able to make every single person happy, because honestly too, everyone takes strikes on there. And I know it might seem like he's the only person taking the strike, he takes the heat, but every single time anyone takes a loss in this company, we literally take the equal, or if not twice, 3, 4 times more of that, just for the issue on there. And I'm pretty sure I have to go double check on that situation, but it might have just been following protocol. But all that to say, that one moment doesn't define him as a person.
Yeah.
And like one thing I know me and Eddie are really good at, like that's just one moment in your career. Like, things didn't work out that one time. And also all the other times where like he might have done something wrong, but we might have looked past it and stuff. Sometimes you can't look past every single thing.
Is there anything we do to soften that blow whenever it is, something big that, would affect their morale?
Yeah, so that's the thing, because like you have to be able to balance between morale and actually being able to discipline the people on your team. So you have to be able to do it most. Like obviously we didn't kill him.
Yeah.
It's not like you come here and he's like, you work for free for a whole week.
Yeah, and you're right about that. Like we take in consideration he just had a kid and stuff like that, but also at the same time, also take in consideration like what kind of effort are they putting on their behalf as well. So just like Xavier said, that certain circumstance, we didn't hit him upside the head, which we could have, but because it's in the contract that he signed. So we softened the blow. He might not like that we took money out of his pay, but not only was it his fault, but other people as well down the line, including Kobe, had to take money out of their pay for that incident.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do that is what we've learned is that we can say, hey, bad boy, don't do that again, and they'll go back and do it again.
Yeah.
And they'll go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Whenever you affect them to the point where it hurts, like where their money and the hours, because like all the stuff that we do, like the gas that we pump in our vehicles or the food that we eat, those are hours that we sell of our time that we have on this world. So it hurts. And then on the next go around, they're not going to make these mistakes again. And it's been proven, and it works. So
it's a balance between consequences and actually helping them out.
But the morale, I mean, at the end of the day, all they have is themselves to blame. I didn't wake up randomly and said, hey, guess what? Who's going to pay? I need an extra $300. Come here, Louise. It looks like your turn today. Yeah. It's the actions that they took, and they just need to deal with the consequences.
Yeah. And I think one thing, too, is like that's not like our first thing is not trying to charge people.
Yeah.
Like the only thing is like we've just tried so many different routes, and he's not the first person on the delivery team, and a lot of the other people on the team have taken their hits on the chin and kept going.
People hit our vehicles or run over mailboxes or break a customer's tile.
Yeah. And the thing is, in like most of those things too, we take the upfront hit of other stuff like that.
Reputation.
And just the reputation, the cost, because like we're paying the stuff right then and there, and so it's a lot of stuff going on there. So the whole point is we did the whole system this way is to make sure everyone is aligned with the goal, because like we just have to put ourselves in a different situation where people care, and that's the whole thing is the morale. Because obviously he's upset, and I think everyone we have on our team now would say if something doesn't go right or the customer's having a bad experience, about everybody feels some type of way about it. And that's what we get to. So I expect him to be upset because I'm upset. Yeah. He's upset. Kobe's upset. He everyone's upset because like this is not how it's supposed to go. So I don't think being upset makes it bad. I think upset also shows that he care. Because the people who have no morale wouldn't have cared anything, or done anything. They would have just took it and left on there. So it's like I said, like things might not always look fair, but it's always like 2 to 3 sides to every single thing.
Yeah.
And for reals, like sometimes like I can say too, like I might not feel it's fair that someone else does something that causes me damage or something, but that's just the name of the game, and we all got to pay our dues. But so next thing I would say is like work culture. And going over this right here, this is a good conversation, and we're gonna try more of these conversations like this. Hope y'all like this different podcast. It's more conversational, a little less structure, or at least I think I've changed the structure to what I might want it to be. But Tina's like, what's going on?
We're going off script here,
Going off
guys.
script.
No, it's okay. I like the structure too. I like talking.
So it all comes out now. But that's just a thing of balancing work, like productivity and work culture. Because like we can do at noon every single day and give out free beer, but our productivity may drop down to the bottom. And also too, people are not gonna be able to drive because all of those stuff. But you can do all these things, but you have to be able to balance it. Because at the end of the day, the rental side is hard. Like this is not an easy job. Like no one's coming in here. Most times, not specifically because they just want to.
No.
It's not a lot of second, third generation people who are not, going to be your kids or someone else's kids into this business on there. This is a hard business. I think it's worthwhile. And also, too, it blocks a lot of people from getting into this business because they don't want to do the things to be able to actually be able to provide and actually be able to level up themselves in this business because it's difficult. Like who wants to move chairs all day? And it's like it's just weights all day, just moving heavy things. And then deal with customers on the day when they probably are the most irrational at any time. So that's just the process. But we strive to do the best we possibly can for every single body. But sometimes, things don't always work out the way that we might want to. And also, too, we have to do this with all limited time.
So I actually do have a question pertaining to, I guess, culture, just because we have to do this regularly just to keep up with our demands and stuff. So, there are moments in our business where we get slow business. So during the summertime and during the wintertime. And usually that's when, we have to cut hours and, cut employees. So how do we keep a positive work culture or just keep everyone's morales up during that time whenever they're getting their times cut and whenever they're seeing, their coworkers just no longer showing up?
Generally on that, what I would do is I would get with the strong individuals that have been there the longest, because generally the ones that are the best is what I keep around. The other ones will cut their hours. The newer guys, everybody that comes in like during the rush or we need extra hands, they all understand that this is kind of like a seasonal thing. We tell everybody that there's going to be a point in time where it's a slow time and hours will be cut, so everybody's aware of it. It's one of those things you just gotta hit it head on. To be honest with you, nobody likes it, but it's one of those things. Everybody that's been there, they understand the process and what it looks like, and they understand that it's just a matter of time until things ramp back up. But the good thing is we do compensate us in our business with other aspects where they can make money. Get whatever they would have lost in hours. We have like staffing and other things like places that they can clean, like this venue, after events that we'll send the people over here to get it cleaned. So we have different array of different things, and we have other things that me and Xavier are getting in that we'll have new openings to shift people that we need or we want to stay in the company longer to take care of them for the time being while it's slow.
Yeah. I would say this is probably like the most like kick in the stomach moment when we have to let this down, because that usually means that we don't have enough leads or we don't have enough sales to be able to hold the staff we have, and it's something that we just got to work on just getting better at on there. Because like if it was up to us, we were able to be running this all year round and keep growing the number to keep going up, and it's just always different when you go from like 43 people down to 22. And then you have to do that. Even if the people know
43
that,
to 22.
Yeah, even if the people know.
I think we're at 46 right now.
Yeah. So you go from 46, 47 people down to 20, it's kind of difficult.
That was 5. Not
Yeah,
just
5. Yeah, which
back to the bare bones are in the corner. Like,
that's the good part, because our first year we went down to literally like 2 people or 1 person. It's like Junior and Garrett.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just those 2. And so like every year that we can keep more and more people, like we're doing better and better of being able to provide the families of our teams with more every single year, because we are doing better throughout the year. And so that's one thing I really like a lot. And I think it helps out. But also too, it's kind of like everyone kind of takes the cut. The sales teams take a little cut on their stuff, and everyone across the board, we take financial cuts too as well, so we can be able to make it through the year. Eventually, we will figure this out about the winter so that we can stop the cut, because we know for 100% that there are other businesses, there are bigger businesses, a lot bigger, that are doing whatever we do at the best time of the year. They're doing at least minimum twice that amount during the worst time of the year that we have. So we have to just figure that out and how to get there. And really, I think it's going to take time, patience, and doing a lot of outreach and getting the right equipment and the right people underneath the team. But one thing, like, I don't think any of us like happy about what you call it. Now, we do it because that's what we do, because that's one thing I'm trying to, I don't push into his speech that he's doing, but you guys want to see. I don't know if y'all see the speech, but it's like we need to do not do our best, but do what is required to get to the goal we need to get to. And that's the biggest thing. You have to do what's required. And it is required sometimes not to hold people on there. Because the thing is that a lot of people don't understand, because it's like, oh, you're firing people. But literally, if you might now let those 3, 4, 5 people go, or 1 person, or 20 people go, whatever size thing you're in, like that might jeopardize the rest of everyone else not having to provide for their family. And you have to make the sacrifices from there. And it's not like it's just from a heart standpoint, you just got to make a choice. Like the company can't die or everything goes up. And so I don't think there's a lot of people that just say, I don't care about the person, what you call it, because realistically they would have did a business where they didn't have to deal with people. And especially in this business, we plan to do this, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of people, a lot of different times, a lot of different personalities. For us though, and because we grow in size and everything, as you will see too, not everybody you hire is gonna be perfect. So this is a good time to weed out the people who have been leeching, or the weaker, or have just been getting by throughout the system. And just by doing that, kind of eliminates, so you don't have to touch any of the really good people and everything like that. But usually the good people, the really good people, even the people that come in from seasonal work, they make a name for themselves, because you have time. Like we're not just taking the oldest person, bringing them in. Like we're trying to see who can do the things we want to do, and how can they help us get to the next goal. So there's some people I know who have made some marks that maybe they won't get full-time hours, but they'll at least get part of the part-time team to be able to do some things about some of the talents that they're brought to us.
All right, so I actually have a statistic for us. So 63% of workers cited poor communication getting in the way of their job as a reason why they quit.
I think that's completely understandable. I'm not gonna lie, it's like good communication is hard. And I know people think it's easy to just say everything, but the thing is, what you say to people at certain times will dictate how they feel about it. Like if you go and tell everybody, hey, we got to go down, we need to fire everybody freaks out on there. So like you need to be able to be transparent without being able to, like you have to be as transparent as you possibly can be with people and do it, but without having to cause scare. So usually I think for us that we've kind of worked together is doing that transparency at the very beginning. Like there is going to be a slow season. We're not going around, like no one's walking around thinking it's all good and glammy. We're going to go up, we're going up and up and up all through the winter and stuff. Like there is a slow season, and people do get time get cuts. But that's the reason why when people go through, they need to put the time in now that they have to get the stuff. Because a lot of people, drivers, warehouse people, anybody who's in these extra hours you have. Like if you can have the opportunity to work over 40, you should really take that when we get it, because that'll balance out all the stuff you have for the winters and stuff when you might have to work underneath that time frame or underneath your position. And it gives, and like a lot of people come in here and then they get to really prove themselves, because you can come in 3 weeks and then make yourself where we can't remove you, and think just because you're just so good. And some people have done that, and that has worked out, and some people have not, and it's just how it is. If you're looking to start or grow your equipment rental business, you need to check out the Ultimate Checklist. The Ultimate Checklist. This is the #1 source that we have made that will get you to making more money in your equipment rental business. It is basically made with a whole bunch of stuff. And Eddie, tell them about the new cover we just put on there.
Oh yeah, Tina worked very hard for the nice graphics we have in the front.
And the best part of the Ultimate Checklist is
It's free.
it's free. Say it in Spanish.
Gratis.
Gratis. Go ahead and get it. If you need Ultimate Checklist, get Ultimate Checklist. This is the #1 source of rental knowledge. So when in doubt, we always do a pizza party and rock out.
Yeah.
So Eddie, so what's that? Where do you hear about this pizza party thing? Yeah.
Well, it's just a tactic that, because like, I worked at Ford Motor Company, and we did that all the time. And we had a lot of disgruntled mechanics in the back. They're like, "Oh, I hate my job. I'm never gonna do nothing." And well, they need some pizza in their life, so throw a free pizza party, and then turn those frowns upside down.
Yeah. But did it work every time?
It worked amazingly.
So basically, you have a couple of things. Pizza parties will help you bring up morale. Talking to your employees will bring up morale. Doing what you say will bring up morale. And then also to recognition and rewards. So one thing that we've been really working on this year is giving out monthly employees of the month and stuff like that to recognize people for their great efforts and stuff like that. And then also too, we're doing end of the year awards and stuff. So Eddie, when you throw these pizza parties, have you been to one of these pizza parties?
Yeah, I've been to one. Whenever we got a new batch of employees for the warehouse, I was there.
Besides pizza parties, like we do things like we go outings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Build camaraderie. How do you say
Camaraderie.
There you go. Yeah, we do that. Just like with Tina. It was supposed to be Steven too, but went to the shooting. We went to the shooting range and he my tummy hurts. I can't make it. And
But later that night, I seen him outside
like,
of a car
he was
with
in the club.
in the club, telling some popping bottles with a shotgun in his hand, talking about something like we'll shoot him up. But yeah. Oh wait, do we have a video of Tina shooting?
I do.
I think we do.
Yeah,
I
we
do
need to
have
put
a
that in
video.
here. Y'all
Yeah.
tell me what y'all think. Is this safe or not?
Yep.
Okay, you
Even
know
though
what?
it threw her back like 5 feet.
I will say in the videos, I didn't make any hits, but I made 3 hits. So
Yeah, and one of them was a
count that.
person, an innocent
The guy
bystander.
came and was like, somebody needs to help her. I'm
Help
like,
her.
I'm scared.
no, someone did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all need to stand behind her so the gun can do this.
She's gonna fly back in my arms. No, thank you.
It's like, and he's gone.
Yeah, so there's a lot that you can do to increase employee morale. And you know what? I do see it happen. Whenever you guys do take me out, I do feel like team building
Yeah,
activities.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, next, I keep saying about the paintball.
The
we're gonna
rapture?
do them. Oh,
No,
rapture.
wait. Let's pause this right here. Go back to that. So don't hold this against us and stuff like that. So we usually, before we have a big rapture, we call it, or when
I didn't
people
call
know
it.
this.
I
No,
call
no.
it-
I know what you call it, but I'm gonna call it the rapture.
Okay.
The rapture. So Eddie calls this what do you call it, Eddie?
Which part?
The Last Supper.
Oh, the Last Supper? Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie would get in the middle, feed every single body. And then
It'll
what?
be a feast. And everyone's like, what's going on? Uh-oh. Who's getting it?
Who's getting it?
Then I'm just like this. We hold hands at the table. Then Judas comes to me and I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what I do.
Yeah.
It's kind of my signature move. But
Yeah.
not anymore because now,
Everybody knows.
no, not that. It's just,
Too-
the managers are taking over now.
Yeah. They're not doing no last meals.
No, they're not. They're just doing the traditional way.
Like any like the correct way, writing paperwork and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but morale just come from really just been talking to people,
Yeah.
doing nice things for people, and trying to do the unexpected. So sometimes we try to sometimes we try not to be too hard on people on certain things, but we still try to stick to the point because you still want a strong team of people to follow the rules you want to do. So you can use some of these things that we talked about and really to help you improve your employee morale. But the biggest thing is just don't get too tight onto it, and just really just try to be a good boss and talk to your employees. If you do those things right there, everything will work out for you. And don't be scared to spend a little bit of money on things like that. And make sure you don't try to value things that you think they want. Just see it straight from the source. But Tina has a statistic for us.
Yes, so 69% of employees say that they would work harder if they were better appreciated.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much right. We trying to work on that, and that's the name of the game. How can you people to almost enjoy working for you more than they care about money?
Now we're just going to go on to the rental rundown.
Okay, rental rundown. And running up on them.
All right, so the first question that I have for you guys is, how do I cut employees for the winter if I want them to come back during spring?
The real way how you can do it is if you allow them to collect unemployment for the slow season and kind of do their thing, and then when it's time to jump back in, then they jump right back into the system. That's one way to do it. That works out pretty good. I just get a partial of their salary, and that money doesn't come out of your actual money, because if you've been paying unemployment, I think that has like an account, right, that just holds all the money. They'll just pull out of that money that you've been making all year, so it's not actually coming out of your bank account direct. So that's a really good way that we use during the slow seasons. Another thing you could do is just cut their hours to the bare minimum. Trying to help them find other work, other places, but basically, do what you can, because obviously, after all this time of building a relationship with them, and you already know what you got, sometimes you don't want to lose that.
Well, my next question is, what should my warehouse employees' tasks be now that orders aren't going out during the winter?
So usually what we do to make more money is we get with our local cartel, and we tell them, hey, we can pack these drugs in our... No, just playing.
I'm listening.
Okay. Oh, that's where all those extra money's here.
Like, y'all said y'all make this much on one product. Y'all mean just a key?
A shipment didn't go all the way through, so we had to take that off the count. Certain tasks that's really big during the slow time is maintenance. That's when we're pulling all our chairs and we're evaluating everything, putting caps on things, painting them, getting them up to par and to the standard that we want to give to our customers. Doing small repairs that otherwise would take a long time, because you got to let this stuff dry, sit for a while. And when it's flying off the shelves, you can't really do that very efficient. And then also do inventory, right? You go through and you do all your inventory. That way you know what you have for the year. Just a whole different array of different things. But for the most part, that's what it is you would do. And also planning. You set your strategies and basically setting the tone for the year is what we do here at Kelly Reynolds.
I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video right here. If you have found any value, please leave us a review on our Trustpilot account right here. We're trying to get this to 50, and everybody else, download the Ultimate Checklist. Thank you guys so much. I'm Xavier Kelly.
I'm Eddie Sauceda.
And we are the Rental Boys. And right to Tina.
So if you like this video and would like to see more like it, please click this playlist down here to get a better view of all of our videos. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Click it! Click it! Did you click it?
Yeah.